Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty Mega Spammer, and I'm introducing to you the Rogue Legacy. This game is, I guess, a roguelike, although this term has been used loosely over the last couple of years. But basically, let's assume that my personal definition of a roguelike is a procedurally generated something with a permadeath. Okay? I guess that's the best definition I can get. So Rogue Legacy is just about that. It has procedurally generated castle that you have to explore on your own, and you will see that in a moment. Basically, what I like to refer to when I'm judging a roguelike game is always the Binding of Isaac, a game which I love from the gameplay standpoint, but hate from the aesthetic standpoint, which is why I don't play it all that often. And I wasn't really able to find a different roguelike that I would really find all that enjoyable. So I'm hoping that Rogue Legacy is just about that. Now, I have played quite a lot of this game. However, I did push this particular option and I deleted my save. Now, don't worry, I did make a backup. I only deleted the save for the purpose of the demonstration of the beginning of the game, which is what I'm going to show to you. So, fear not, I know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor. I'm not really a doctor, but I like pretending like I am. So anyway, this is the kind of guy we're going to play as, or rather one of the many guys. This is actually the first guy we play as, and we're gonna be playing as his children after he dies. And he will die most likely. I would say 99.9999% certain that he will die. His only companion, the trustful training dummy, that also changes his name. Yeah, and there's vampiric Santa Claus in the background, so we already know this is a good game. No, but seriously. Well, the thing I like a lot about Rogue Legacy is that it is, well, first of all, it's obviously a roguelike, but it's also, the cool thing is that it's like Binding of Isaac in the way that you can theoretically win this game on level 0. You can win it if you are like godlike, let's say it, because you need a lot of skill to do anything in this game. And like in Binding of Isaac, you should count on the drops and on unlockables that you get to actually go further into the game, but theoretically speaking, it is actually possible to win the game without, like on your first try. Anyway, there is actually some kind of love to this game, and I'm gonna let you read this journal. I'm not gonna read it myself because it will take too long, so you can pause the video whenever you need to. And we're gonna kick it off. Now, I am known for being very, very bad at this game, but fortunately the first room I got was kinda okay. So as you can see, this game is everything you can expect it to be. Although, hold on a second, the in-game sound is a little bit on the loud side, so I'm gonna lower it just a tiny bit so that I do not have to shout to actually say something. So I'm this kind of knight that tries to do that tries to not die horribly. Right, so as I said, I'm pretty bad at this game, and that's the sad state of affairs. It is a pretty unforgiving game, but I like it nevertheless. Basically what you have to do is earn as much money as you possibly can. Why? Because this game does have permadeath, but it also has unlockables and money. Now, unlockables work like in Binding of Isaac, for example. You unlock something and then you can use it in your later runs. Also, there are secrets in this game, so I just found one. At least I'm trying to. There we go. Secrets are very important because they give you even more gold, as you might expect. So anyway, why do you have gold? Well, that's because after you die, you also keep your gold, and you can spend it to upgrade your equipment. You can spend it to buy magical runes that enhance your powers, which is a very important thing to, enhance, because you'll see in a moment. I try to explain it as well as I can after I die, and don't worry, I will die. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm way too bad at this game to actually survive for later than just a couple of rooms. Now, there are also some different mini-games, I would say. They are not really mini-games, but it's like a set of challenges. For example, this fairy chest I can only open if I defeat all enemies, which I can't really do at the moment. I do not have the possibility to reach those enemies, so it's not gonna happen. But those fairy chests always contain powerful runes, which you need to collect in order to actually, have a decent chance of winning the game. But you also always need to Oh wow, this is gonna be the complete a certain objective to get those fairy chests. Now, normal chests usually have either money or equipment. But this one is going to be tough because those things are spikes, like from the good old Prince of Persia. So I will need to do something extraordinary pro. Wow, I cannot believe I actually managed to pull this off. Wow, I feel so pro. And now I'm going to die. I've seen this room layout before. I always died on this room layout. Yep. Don't know how you're supposed to do it, I'm gonna be honest. And I have no other means of getting out of this room. I have to go up. Right. No, that didn't work. That didn't work either. And I died. As expected. This room is my doom. I never was able to actually pass through it, but that's okay. I died, which is what is supposed to happen, and now what I'm going to do is choose my heir. My child, one of my 3 childs. Apparently every character in this game has 3 childs. One is a mage, he's colorblind, he can summon a blade wall. One is a knight who's got incredible memory and he's also very energetic. And one guy is also a rather strong guy and he's a barbarian. So as you can see, this is one of the neat features of this game. After you die, you pick what kind of player you're going to play as next. So there are many different classes, 9 in total if I'm not mistaken. You only start with 3 though. Actually you start with 4. And every player that you can pick has different traits, so some of them do not really change the game at all. For example, you can have a gay trait, which I don't know what it does because I never played with a gay trait. I don't see myself being gay, I'm sorry. If you are, then fine, but I'm probably not going to go along well with you, I'm sorry, that's just my preference. Anyway, let's get away from this topic. So some of those traits are kind of for fun. For example, color blindness, it just makes your screen go black and white. But other things like this guy, for example, he's yeah, let's go for this guy. He's a knight, so he's got ADHD, which is going to make him super fast. But before I talk about that, let's talk about my mansion. So after we die, we can spend the gold at the mansion to actually, yeah, build a mansion, summon other people that are going to help us along the way. And after hold on a second. After I exit the mansion, I can talk to the blacksmith. He's gonna talk some random stuff that is going to be all important except not. The only thing that matters is that he sells equipment. Now, what you can do with gold is either use blacksmith or unlockable later enchantress to actually buy some new stuff, runes or equipment that runes that cost anything except a slot. Equipment does, I mean, runes cost money, but nothing other than that. Equipment does cost money, but it also costs. Hold on a second. It also costs weight, as you can see, so you can only carry a certain amount of it. Now, it's still very good because if you compare the prices of equipment to the prices of those updates, then equipment is way better and more efficient than, for example, maxing out your health up. Though you still should do this from time to time because unlocking this would give you access to more things that you can buy for the mansion. For example, different classes, upgrades to your already existing classes, and so on and so forth. Right now what I'm going to do is, because I like having a decent damage output, is I'm going to get my square sword and equip it right away, and with the money I have left, I'm going to upgrade my mansion by giving myself some extra health, because health is important and it gives me access to upgrade knight. In my previous run I had a better start. I was actually able to even upgrade a knight after my first death, but this time I'm not as good. Still, it's going better. I hope it is going to go better than usually it would. Now, after you spend your money, you have to do your best to actually spend as much money as you can, because then you talk to this guy who forces you to pay all the money you have left in order to enter the castle. Now, there are abilities that limit the amount of money he takes from you, but he'll still take a sizable amount of gold from you. So you do need to spend your money as much as possible and then start amassing it yet again. So this is basically what this... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I do not have the dash ability, which I acquired in my previous playthrough, so that's why I took some unnecessary damage. Oh, and at this time I didn't jump, I don't know why. This is going great. And, oh no, get away from here. I do hate those guys. Wow, so much damage. That's unexpected from a level 2 guy, and this is going to be annoying. Now, sometimes... Oh, I didn't actually know this guy can destroy those balls, so that's pretty cool. Spiky balls, whatever they are. And you have to also be very careful because some of those paintings are in fact kind of like poltergeist creatures, so it's usually pretty bad. No! Oh, that was close, I thought he was going to kill me. Anyway, this is actually going really well so far because my damage output is through the roof. I don't know how, and I took some stupid damage now. But this game, the more you level up, and I don't know how you level up, I think it's just... Either the amount of chance you have, no, because it's my first child. Maybe it's the amount of unlockables you get from a castle, I think that's the case. So anyway, the more unlockables you have, the more equipment you have, the more powerful game you become, obviously. But what is important is the fact that later down the line the game goes more and more complex, and you have some pretty neat balance feature that you can wait out. For example, you can choose to have a lot of lifesteal but basically no health. You can choose to have other things. Look, this game is very complex, and it will take a while for me to explain all of its features, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm going to do so. Now, think that some of you may be asking me right now, hey Pancake, are you going to do a playthrough of this game? I don't know, should I? This isn't exactly the kind of game that I am usually making a playthrough of on my channel. I like featuring games that I can actually, offer some advice on, like turn-based strategy games, or non-turn-based strategy games, aka real-time strategy games. Oh, that's great. But this kind of game, I'm not going to be able to give you any advice. Oh, that's great. But also, oh, come on, how did I die? I was pathetic. But also I'm pretty bad, that was what I was trying to say. So it's clearly not the kind of game that I would really specialize in. So, well, if you want me to, I can obviously post a ton of videos from this game, no problem. But I also don't have to, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's entirely up to you. I don't really have a preference. Now I'm trying to figure out which child I should play as next. Both Dwarfin child, he's a mage. I do hate mages, they have almost no HP, they have no traits to make it better, they do have quite a nice amount of mana and they regain their mana, but honestly in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty bad. Archmages are decent, but I don't have Archmages yet, so Barbarians do low damage though. I'll just go for a boring knight. He does start with a Conflux, which is... oh, I can also upgrade my knight, which is nice. This allows me to parry, which is a very useful ability, as you will find out relatively soon, I believe. So anyway, the item I'm starting with, I forgot to actually show you any of those items. You do have items just like in Castlevania, and most of them are actually fairly similar. I don't remember there are any bouncing balls, I don't actually remember them, but they work like this. Pretty awesome, isn't it? So, but anyway, what there is, there are, throwing knives just like in Castlevania, axes just like in Castlevania, and other things like time stoppers just like in Castlevania. It's very Castlevania style game, and I do like it a lot. I am quite a fan of Castlevania. I have played a ton of it, and yeah. Why would I not like Rogue Legacy if it does remind me of something I love, and if it executes its gameplay concepts really well. Which it does, in case you were wondering, it really does. The controls are fluid. I am playing on a keyboard because I'm too cheap to actually buy a controller, and oh come on. And I'm really horrible at this game, but nevertheless, I only can blame myself because the game itself is quite a something. No. That was close. Now I do want this fairy. No! Okay, I'm not gonna gain my fairy chest, and I took even more damage. I'm so bad. That's a guard box 2000. It was pretty hard, and I have not encountered it before, which is quite surprising because I have even encountered Devil Ninjas before, but not guard box 2000, which is, oh well. Yeah. This shouldn't be too tough, although usually have double jump and slide abilities to help me deal with it, but it still should be relatively easy. Yep, a ton of gold. I mean, I say a ton of gold. Later down the line, anything below 500 gold is going to be basically nothing, as you have nothing to spend it on, and you'll just basically waste it once you try to re-enter your castle. But at this particular point in time, 400 gold is really nice, and come on, I cannot actually make it into this chest. That's kinda sad. I do not have the... No, the abilities to... Come on, Pancake. Focus for a second. There we go. No, that's bad. Alright, 4 HP left, I'm gonna die. Now, there is a way to replenish health other than via the lifesteal. There are chicken legs that fell, no, not from walls, they fell from enemies, and actually they don't fall from enemies, I don't remember they falling from enemies, but they do fall from random objects in this castle, so you can replenish your health if you're lucky enough. I usually am not. Video games hate me. No, dear sir, you're not gonna kill me today, thank you. And in video games I tend to have very bad luck, even though I'm already pretty bad at most of them, so it's not like I need to have bad luck, and that was a pretty good dodge on my part. Alright, I say I play as one more child before I finish this video. It is only supposed to be an introductory video anyway, so I shouldn't really show you too much. Just give you something to think about, because I do find this game rather enjoyable. I'm terrible barbarians, I don't like it. I don't know what Stereo Blind actually does. Let's go for it. I can actually read what it does, so maybe it's actually something cool. I don't know what it about. Let's have a quick look. Anyway, so escape. No, not this button. Left shift and Stereo Blind. You can't see in 3D, right? But it's not like it matters in a 2D game, right? I mean, I see no difference between 3D and non-3D picture. Maybe there is one, and I am myself in real life Stereo Blind, which I didn't even know before. I don't know. I honestly do not. Anyway, I'm going to buy myself some extra equipment, and I think, wow, I do not even have a chest plate. You have to unlock this. That's incredible. I didn't know that. So anyway, I'm gonna get myself a square helm. I'm not gonna pretend like I bother with the square limbs, because they're useless, puny, tiny, and useless. They only increase your magic, so who cares about them? I will increase my equipment capacity, because I do want to be able to carry more of it. And I'm also going to hire an enchantress who will allow me to equip runes, which is very important, because unlike equipment, you can have as many runes as you want, provided that you do not stack them over each other. Also, unlike the architect, I rarely use this guy. He basically allows your castle to not be randomized. You will play in the same castle as you played before, except you have to sacrifice 70% of your income in order to do so. Your upcoming income. So it's only good if you miss, for example, a fairy chest and you want to get it back. Well, this girl, let me show you what I was trying to show you before, and I failed to explain it well. It's basically as simple as that. You basically can have one rune per each set of equipment, and you cannot have more than one rune, but other than that, that's the only thing you have to worry about. I mean, you buy the rune, then you equip it, the one you like most, and you have it. Whereas with equipment, you have to consider its weight, its downsides and whatnot, so it can be tricky a little bit sometimes. Anyway, let's try our last attempt at this dungeon, see if I'm going to do any better than before. I highly doubt it, because as I stated many times before, I'm really bad at this game. Anyway, this is a very peaceful first room, this less so. That was pretty close, I made a horrible dodge. No! Well, that was also pretty close, because, I don't know, I'm just very bad at this kind of games. Which is surprising, because in the Binding of Isaac, I can easily defeat pretty much everything that comes in my way. In this game, I just keep taking the hits to my face like it's nothing. And it's not nothing, I assure you that. Every hit hits, especially since replenishing your health is very tough. And why did I jump there? Why did I jump there? Why am I so bad? Just take... Alright, I was trying to show off like I can use my knives. I cannot use a knife, for the life of me. The only kind of weapon I can... Oh boy, that's a big scary guy who can throw real big fireballs. Anyway, what I was trying to say, the only ranged weapons, magic weapons I can really use are the axes, the chakram, and basically anything but not knives. Alright, stop with the fireballs. I just want to kill you to gain a ton of gold. Alright, I'm here, fire the fireballs. Yes, there you go. Fire all you've got and let me kill you. No! Let me kill you. Dude, I'm not asking for... No! Wow, I was so afraid he's gonna kill me. There we go. And come on, 30 gold! Last time you gave me like 300 and this time you give me 30. And I do not have a life steal. So this fight was not worth it. Alright, so in this game you also do have to take into consideration one other aspect. You do not always want to kill your enemies. I mean, they do give you gold occasionally, and they sometimes drop other stuff. Actually, do they? I do not even remember. But at the same time, sometimes it is not worth it to take the risk. It would be far better for you to just skip a room entirely and preserve your health, because as I said many times, it is really hard to replenish your health unless you have a lot of life steal items, which do lower your maximal health. So no, dear Senel. So you do also need to take that into consideration. No! Why did I walk into him? What is wrong with me? I would like to pretend like it's because I'm making a video cast, that's why I'm so bad, but that's not really the case. That's the story of my life in Rogue Legacy. I die because I'm bad. And I love this game for it. I feel like it is my fault that I'm dying. Not this game's doing some ridiculous stuff and throwing impossible enemies at me. It is always my fault. And I love it for it. So I do encourage you to check out Rogue Legacy. You can find it on goodoldgamesgog.com, which is where I picked it up, because this is the only site which actually realized that €1 does not equal $1, unlike Steam and Desura. But you can also buy this game on Steam and Desura if you're lucky, and you can actually pay in dollars instead of euros. Anyway, I do encourage you to check it out yet again. I know I'm repeating myself. Do avoid the demo. Actually, after playing the demo, I thought I didn't want to buy this game because I thought it's not really all that good, because the demo is really outdated. Just, if you are not certain if you want to buy this game yet, watch more videos of it. But I do encourage you to give it a try, because it is probably worth your purchase. My name was, or rather my nickname was PANCZASU, the mighty mix power. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online.